to there is international transfers. All you have to do is hide that remote after going in the channel of West Nile TV. Of course, why would you want to now touch that remote? Keep it glued to West Nile TV. And starting with, of course, local stories, like Adele said, post-primary ball games are ongoing. And in yesterday's results, we were able to give you match day 1 results, of course, the other day. And of course, yesterday, where match day 2, where these games literally also, of course, these games went down at Barifa. And for basketball, it went down. Definitely, basketball did go down at a real demonstration down there, where we did see Muni Girls won their game. Arua Public did win their game. Idiofe Girls did win their game. Mvara Senior Secondary School did win their game. And then coming through to there is the quarterfinals and the semi-finals. It's going to be, by the way, it's going to be a very, very big one in there. It's going to be a very huge one. If you look at some of course, some of the results that came through yesterday, it's quite a very big one in there. And there are schools that have been fixed in together. There are schools that have been fixed in together. You'd really not want to miss in some of these happenings in there. And if you check at some of the schools that are going now into, because the group stages had about 4 schools in there, but then some of the schools now have been literally, they have been eliminated. And how they have been eliminated is quite a little bit, how they've been eliminated, you'd really have to follow them from, there is day 1 of, you'll have to follow them from day 1 of, there is the games where we did give you a lot of results. That was from day 1, where you did see certain schools actually didn't win, because on day 1 schools played 2 games, and in these 2 games you would get to see that some schools did not win any of their games, even up to yesterday, where it was match day 2. Still, certain schools did win in any of their games. And then now, today is match day 3, where the schools have reached in. The schools have reached in semi-finals, and in semi-finals, I can confirm to you, with the information reaching on Wishso Time Desk, it indicates that in semi-final fixtures, netball, we shall be having Arua Public Senior Secondary School that will be taking on Idiofe Girls Senior Secondary School, St. Mary's. Is tussling it out with the Arua Public. Meanwhile, Mvara is taking on Muni Girls. What are some of your predictions? What are some of your anticipations ahead of this game? And these semi-finals, by the way, today, one went down in the morning, and another probably could be taking off right now, as also Wishso Time takes off. There is at 2 p.m. So basically, this is going to be a very tough one. I want to look at this fixture based on the previous stats, based on there is results that came through from match day 1 and match day 2. You'd basically be able to realize that these 2 teams, or these 4 schools that are actually getting to tussle in themselves in there is the semi-finals. These are schools that are legendary. These are historical schools. These are schools definitely that are known for netball. And if you look at all the 4 schools, you would definitely get to accept with me that these are schools that have ever going to represent West Nile in there is the regionals. At one time, we did see Mvara Senior Secondary School winning it. At another year, we did see Arua Public winning it. And also, Idiofe has won several times, just like also Muni Girls that has won several times. And this time around, they get to tussle it out at an early stage. Whereas we shall be, we are still, as Wishso Time Desk, we are still compiling. Yeah, we are still compiling. There is the results of basketball. Yesterday, I did go up to there and I watched St. Joseph's College Ombachi taking part in there is the basketball. And St. John's College Ombachi are under the stewardship of Atiku Boni Senior Bryant. That's how guy calls himself. And he coaches at St. John's College Ombachi, and probably I think from there you would definitely get to see that these people are doing very well. I did see them play yesterday. I did see St. Mary's Idiofe girls also taking part there yesterday. There is the basketball court down at Arua demonstration down there. So basically, this is quite a very huge one. We are following very closely. And then leaving that story aside, we shall compile, of course, the netball results, and we shall bring them to you. And then also other basketball results are being compiled. We saw time desk, we saw time ears and eyes out there, the representatives, the likes of Freddie Owens, the likes of Benson Pastores out there doing a very huge compilation of all these results to make sure that it comes down to you right here. All you have to do is keep it to West Nile TV. And then also, somehow I did talk about rugby, where of course we shall be seeing schools return to. We shall be seeing schools return to. There is a St. John's College Ombachi tomorrow, and in there, of course, there is going to be a lot of competition. First of all, Asiku Dennis has been able to go to different schools, like he did say some of the mistakes that he did see on a match day one included maybe touching the ball and pushing and all that. And he urges the teachers, the sports teachers, not to only give in their time to the different sporting activities, because there are a lot of there are various sporting activities that are ongoing currently. And of course, he urges the teachers not to only give in their time to these other sporting activities. They should also pay attention to rugby, because rugby still has a very long way to go, because some of these games that are ongoing are only going to run in for 1 week, because they started on Tuesday. They will go up for netball, I think is concluding today or tomorrow, and then from tomorrow we shall be seeing athletics picking up with games in the morning, where we shall be seeing a cross country that will take place in the morning 8 a.m. at Mvara Senior Secondary School, before the rest of the teams or the rest of the schools proceed to Barifa Stadium for field and track events. And then netball finals will be going hand in hand with the finals of athletics, vice versa the finals of basketball down in Arua demonstration. And now tomorrow will be match day 2 for a rugby that will definitely take place down in St. John's College Ombachi, because if you had taken in the communication that Mr. Asiku Dennis had made earlier on, he said that these rugby competitions was going to be very rotational, because the first Friday it was going to be at St. John's College Ombachi, and the second Friday it was going to come to Greenlight Stadium, Ababet, near a town. But then we have not been able to see that these games come to Greenlight Stadium Ababet, simply because Greenlight Stadium Ababet is under maintenance. There is a lot of work that actually is going in down there. So definitely they did write in their letters to the management of Onduparaka Football Club, the one that uses that pitch. But then they weren't able to respond positively, and I think Asiku Dennis and his team were able to understand, because there is no way that they've ever requested for that pitch or that stadium and they have ever been denied. No, they've always been granted the wish, but just because the pitch is under renovation, it's under maintenance, a lot of works is going there, because Onduparaka Football Club is preparing for a comeback, a bigger and better comeback for the second season in Bet Power Big League in there. So Asiku Dennis was able to communicate yesterday, saying that they have no option they will be going back to St. Joseph's College Ombachi simply because the administration there is in support, the community is in support, and the various schools and stakeholders that are involved are also in support of these very activities. So tomorrow, would like to say, those of you that are within Arua, if you are within Ombachi, because other activities are going down in Barifa, we would say that Barifa is quite now some distance, yeah? Barifa is quite some distance. You would only have to, I think, walk to one of the pitches or one of the fields in St. Joseph's College Ombachi and get to watch rugby. By the way, it's very interesting. There are a lot of schools that are in there. Primary, we had 7 schools that reported. And then for secondary, there were a few schools that, of course, did report in down there. So basically, come down there, come enjoy, come have fun with your family down there. And it's really going to be very interesting to see to it that some of these schools, of course, I also get to work very hard, because yesterday we did have some in-depth analysis of the schools, of course, that did make it through to there is the schools that did make it as champions over there is the first day match day over the second in there. So tomorrow rugby returns down at Greenlight Stadium, Arbabet, and leaving that story there. By the way, we'll be crossing over to some of the national stories. Like Adaliran said, we'll be tussling some bit of transfers here or there. There are a lot of stories now linked with people moving in here and they're starting with coaches. Yesterday we did discuss something about Vipers bringing in a new head coach in the names of Nicola Sabian, who also joins in his brother. There is the head coach of Villa. I don't know if now I don't know if Vipers is I don't know if Vipers is trying to see, of course, what Villa did, because Villa did win in as the champions over the season under a Serbian coach. So if we all can be if we all can go down to our memory lane, we would clearly, of course, be able to realize that when the season started, we did see most of the big clubs, of course, are having international coaches. Acacia, I think, had one. Vipers had one. Villa had one. A lot of teams had one, but then the season only closed with the one Villa has. With the one Villa had, and definitely this time around, Vipers is also trying to, I think, fall in the footsteps over that is Villa. They brought in a coach yesterday, and then locally here, the head coach of Onduparaka Football Club, formerly the coach of Arua Hill Soccer Club, he did finish the first season in the Arua Hill Soccer Club and came in for the second season at Onduparaka Football Club. Did help the club a lot to win in most of their away games in in a big league. And also, if you look at, I am talking about Ahmed Borini. He did try in all his best, and of course we did see where Onduparaka was pulled from position number 8. By the way, we did see first round of big league closing with Onduparaka, of course, sitting in down there. But when Ahmed Borini came through, Onduparaka started performing very well. Would literally see Onduparaka winning in away games. I think they almost won in all their away games, apart from losing out, I think, one to Kataka and one to Mbale Heroes. But amidst out of all the games, Onduparaka did win most of their away games under Ahmed Borini. We are on the discussion over there is a transfers, and of course Ahmed Borini is linked to one club in South Sudan in the names of Atlabara. So basically in there you would get to see that talks are ongoing between Ahmed Borini and of course Atlabara, and if all goes well, we'll definitely be seeing him leaving. There is the camp of Onduparaka Football Club. Yeah. How bad is this for Onduparaka Football Club? I don't know. There are a lot of people that, by the way, that are linked with leaving Onduparaka Football Club. Jericho James already did pen down a goodbye notice on his social media handle. And then Isaac Wangoina is linked to a move to Chitara and NEC. And then yesterday NEC just did acquire in the services of Rothumio Bank Cromwell in there. And then also the newly promoted side, there is a Lugazi Football Club are interested in signing in on Nuparaka midfielder Andama Jr. So basically almost everyone is getting to steal the services of the better people that are performing in on Nuparaka. And then Rashid Kawawa, Olu, who finished with who went down with the Rahil Soccer Club. We did see him finish the season anywhere. He is linked with a move to the Istanbul. And then Ronaldo Rombi is attracting interest from NEC Football Club. We'll be coming back to having more of our discussions. We are getting off a very short commercial break. Don't you go away.